You already know what it is, man. We are back here to serve some more game on the ground for them hungry hounds who just got the pound and are ready for the next round. So with that being said, make sure y'all grab y'all snacks, y'all drinks, y'all weed, whatever the case may be. Probably don't grab the last three, but it is what it is. I got my good old 2016 MAGA cup. It's so faded you can't even see what it says no more. But with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to the co-host, and we're going to see what he has to say.
Man, you gotta love life. The devil is a motherfucking lie. So you know I ain't worried. Biatch. What you have to understand, homie, when God purges you of a lifestyle that you don't want to live no more, the temptations are going to come back. But you have the mental fortitude, the discipline, not alongside, well, alongside with the motivation to understand that, homie, it's like a snake that whenever they start, coming out of their shell, they go into a new. You don't got to be a snake-like individual, but you got to understand that when you get to shedding, it's gonna have certain people go out of your life, environments, activities. You're gonna stop watching certain shows. You're gonna stop playing certain video games. A lot of changes are gonna happen. But homie, without change, there's no change. Without change, there's no change. Without pain, there's no gain. And regardless, even if you don't want to gain, you're going to gain more pain because guess what? The suffering. You're just going to gain more tension. But it's better to have it in a positive direction because you're leveling up rather than being trampled upon. So, homie, that's what the game is, man. We out here in this camp doing it the way it's supposed to be done. So that's what I want to start this off with, man. Yeah, and this weekend also, I'm taking Aljo, man, for the finish. I just saw Brian Ortega. Boy, at that face off, he looked like a walking mummy. It looked like it was a brutal weight cut, and he almost had to pull out. So, with that being said, I'm passing the mic back to Kane pertaining to the two topics. And he already said he's taking Ortega, y'all.
Yeah, no. It's funny that you start off with that topic because when you're somebody who is, spiritually in tune, you understand certain things are not from you and certain things are not from God. And you start to be able to sense when there's something around you or near you that's trying to provoke you into doing something. And you got to understand, okay, that's not me, so what can I do now? Number one is you start praying, asking God, God, protect me, remove any evil spirits from around me in Jesus' name. And there's some people out there that are very spiritually in tune, and it's crazy. Like y'all sit around and call them weird, call them crazy, whatever. I believe them because I am one of those people, and it's crazy. I have spiritual attacks every day. I had one last night, and it's insane. That stuff is real. So you got to understand how to properly combat it. You can't combat it by yourself because you're gonna always fail. You know why? Because even though they're demons, they're technically a higher being than we are because we're a human being. They were created before we were, so they understand how we work. They understand the process of our mind, our thoughts. They understand all that. They've been around you since you were born, since before you were born. They've been observing you since before you were born. So they understand how your mind works. So you got to understand how to be able to properly combat spiritual attacks, and that's 100% facts.
Square business, bro. But you didn't give your final thoughts on Brian Ortega versus Aljo.
Yeah, I'm still gonna take Ortega. I think he's gonna use that jujitsu, that ninja jujitsu that he be doing. And I think he's gonna submit him. And that's 100% facts, and I'm standing on that.
All right, bet. Well, we got to go on over to TikTok. So we'll catch you hoes later. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. We finna get up on out of here, man. Peace.